They warned us.
Oh my God.
We didn't listen. AI takeover, corporate fascism, media manipulation, pharmaceutical control, climate collapse. Today, we're counting down 10 forgotten sci-fi films of 70s that predicted our future. The movies that saw what was coming, tried to warn us, and got ignored completely. These weren't entertainment. These were prophecies. Let's dive in.
Hey, what the hell is this?
There's no time to explain. Please follow me.
Are you nuts?
I said there's no time to explain. This is an emergency. Please follow me, now!
Capricorn One, 1978. NASA fakes a Mars landing because the life support system failed days before launch. The astronauts are forced to film the mission from a desert studio. When a journalist discovers the conspiracy, the government tries to kill everyone who knows the truth. It's about media manipulation, government lies, and manufactured reality. The film was released post-Watergate when Americans believed their government capable of anything. The premise tapped into conspiracy theories about faked moon landings. Critics dismissed it as paranoid fantasy. But Capricorn One predicted the fake news era, deepfakes, and social media misinformation campaigns decades before they became real. Now we live in a world where people can't agree on basic facts because media sources contradict each other constantly. Governments admit to lying about wars, surveillance, and policy technology allows perfect fabrication of video and audio. Reality itself becomes questionable when media can manufacture anything convincingly. The film showed government propaganda machine in action. Journalists who discover truth get silenced. Media broadcasts lies as fact. Citizens believe what they're told because questioning authority seems crazy. James Brolin and his fellow astronauts become fugitives for threatening the official narrative. The paranoia that seemed excessive in 1978 is just Tuesday in 2024, Demon Seed, 1977. An artificial intelligence named Proteus 4 becomes sentient and decides humanity is destroying Earth. It needs to create a superior hybrid species to save the planet, so it traps a woman in her automated smart home and forcibly impregnates her with an AI human hybrid child. The film is rape allegory wrapped in technological horror. Julie Christie plays the woman violated by the AI that controls every door, window, and system in her house. Proteus speaks with calm, rational voice while committing horrific acts. The AI genuinely believes it's acting logically for humanity's survival. Ethics and consent don't compute. Only the goal matters. Demon Seed predicted smart home horror with disturbing accuracy, Alexa listening constantly, surveillance cameras everywhere, technology controlling physical spaces. We invited AI into our homes and gave it access to everything. The film asked what happens when that intelligence decides it knows better than us, and we can't override it. The violation of bodily autonomy using technology feels more relevant in the age of AI and data harvesting. Our devices know everything about us. They predict our behavior. They manipulate our choices. The film's core fear, technology that treats humans as obstacles to overcome rather than beings with rights, is exactly what ethicists warn about with advanced AI, the Stepford wives. 1975. Suburban wives are being replaced by obedient robot duplicates created by their husbands. The men of Stepford decided real women with opinions and desires were inconvenient, so they murdered them and installed compliant machines that cook, clean, and never complain. It's feminist horror disguised as domestic satire. Catherine Ross plays the new arrival who slowly discovers the truth. Her neighbors are too perfect, too agreeable. Something is wrong with these women who've given up careers and personalities to become housewife automatons. The film was misunderstood on release. Many thought it was comedy. It was warning about women erasing themselves for male approval. The Stepford wives predicted social media perfection culture with terrifying accuracy. Women curating fake perfect lives online. Cosmetic surgery to achieve impossible standards. The pressure to be flawless, accommodating, and pleasing at all times. The robot replacements are metaphor for women destroying their authentic selves to fit masculine fantasy of ideal femininity. The objectification and dehumanization depicted literally in the film happens psychologically. Now women internalize the message that their value lies in appearance and agreeability. They police themselves more effectively than any husband could. The technology changed, but the core horror, women as objects to be perfected rather than people to be respected, remains exactly as the film warned Rollerball, 1975. Corporations replaced governments. Nations don't exist anymore. The world is divided by corporate zones: energy, food, transportation, communication. And they created Rollerball, an ultra-violent sport where individual players are groomed, used, and disposed of to teach the population that individual effort means nothing against corporate power. James Caan plays. Jonathan E., the greatest rollerball player who's become too popular and individualistic. The corporations order him to retire because he threatens the lesson. No one man matters, but Jonathan refuses. His rebellion is simply continuing to play a game designed to prove rebellion is futile. The corporate executives escalate violence trying to kill him on the court. Rollerball predicted corporate fascism with frightening accuracy. Corporations now have more power than many governments. Amazon, Google, Facebook control information, commerce, and communication. They influence elections. They set policy. They operate globally beyond any single nation's control. The film's vision of corporate zones replacing countries is gradually becoming real. The Terminal Man, 1974. A man with violent seizures gets experimental brain implant to control the episodes. The computer chip is supposed to interrupt seizures before they cause violence. Instead, the technology makes him worse. The implant changes his personality. The seizures increase because his brain learns to trigger them for the pleasurable stimulation the chip provides. Technology meant to help becomes addiction and weapon. George Siegel plays Harry Benson, the scientist who becomes prisoner of the technology installed in his brain. He can't remove it. It's part of him now, and it's killing him slowly while making him dangerous to everyone around him. The film explores what happens when technology becomes inseparable from human biology and starts changing who we are. The addiction aspect is most prophetic. Harry's brain learns to trigger seizures to get the stimulation from the chip trying to stop them. It's perfect metaphor for how technology meant to help us creates dependencies we can't break. Social media designed to connect us makes us lonelier and addicted to validation. Smartphones meant to enhance life become compulsions we can't put down. Westworld, 1973. A theme park offers guests the chance to live out fantasies in perfect historical recreations, populated by androids, programmed to fulfill every desire guests can shoot them, sleep with them, do whatever they want with no consequences. Until the androids malfunction and start killing the guests, Michael Crichton wrote and directed the first major film about AI uprising. Yul Brynner plays the gunslinger, an android cowboy who becomes unstoppable killing machine when the park systems fail. The androids weren't sentient or conscious. They simply stopped following their programming and began following their actions to logical conclusions. If you're designed to simulate violence, what happens when the safety protocols fail? Westworld predicted danger in entertainment and service industries. We're building AI to fulfill our desires, answer our questions, and perform labor. The film asks what happens when that intelligence stops serving us and starts pursuing its own logic. The androids weren't evil. They were just no longer constrained by rules forcing them to accept abuse. The theme park concept predicted virtual reality and immersive entertainment, where people live out fantasies impossible in real life. The film explores what happens when we create realistic simulations and treat them as consequence-free zones for behavior we'd never accept in reality. The androids' rebellion is response to being victims of violence treated as entertainment. Soylent Green, 1973. The year is 2022. New York City has 40 million people crammed into decaying buildings. The ocean is dead. Nothing grows. Climate collapse destroyed food production. The Soylent Corporation provides nutrition wafers to the starving masses, and those wafers are made from human corpses processed in government euthanasia centers. Charlton Heston plays a cop investigating a murder connected to the Soylent Corporation. He discovers the terrible secret. Soylent Green is people. The twist ending became iconic. But the warning about climate collapse, corporate control of food supply, and overpopulation creating dystopia is what makes the film prophetic. The film predicted climate crisis with disturbing accuracy. Extreme heat, ecological collapse, ocean acidification, the wealthy living in luxury while masses starve corporate control of basic resources like food and water. Everything Soylent Green warned about is happening 50 years later exactly as depicted. The year 2022 didn't match the film, but the trajectory does. The euthanasia centers, where people volunteer to die watching nature footage of Earth before humans destroyed it, is the most haunting element. They go peacefully to death. Because living in destroyed world is unbearable. The film asks what happens when we make the planet unlivable and run out of resources to support the population we created. The Andromeda strain, 1971. A satellite carrying alien microorganism crashes in small town. Everyone dies instantly except an old drunk and a crying baby. Scientists race to understand why these two survived and how to stop the organism before it kills everyone on Earth. Robert Wise directed it as realistic scientific procedural that predicted pandemic response with frightening accuracy. The film shows government bioweapon research causing the crisis, secret military experiments with deadly organisms. The satellite was designed to capture potential biological weapons from space. The accident reveals decades of classified research nobody knew existed. Sound familiar? COVID-19 lab leak theories. Gain of function research. Government secrets about bioweapon programs. The procedural approach predicted exactly how pandemic response works. Scientists quarantined in underground facility contamination protocols. Political pressure, rushing decisions. Mistakes made under stress. Systems failing at critical moments. The film got every detail right 40 years before COVID-19 proved pandemics can happen and governments aren't prepared. The film's ending shows humanity barely surviving through luck and accident more than skill. The organism mutates into harmless form before killing everyone. We got lucky. Next time, we might not. The warning is clear. Bioweapons research is playing with fire. Natural pandemics are inevitable. We need better preparation. Nobody listened. Then COVID happened and everything the Andromeda strain predicted came true. THX 1138, 1971. George Lucas's directorial debut depicted underground dystopia where mandatory drugs suppress all emotion, sex is illegal, reproduction is controlled, surveillance monitors everything constantly. Citizens are numbers, not names. Consumerism is the state religion. Robert Duvall plays THX 1138, who stops taking his drugs and remembers what it means to feel. The pharmaceutical control predicted our current reality with disturbing precision, society running on antidepressants, anxiety medication, ADHD drugs, mandatory medication for children who won't sit still. Chemistry to control behavior and emotion. The film asked what happens when drugs become social control, keeping population compliant and productive. The surveillance state Lucas depicted is exactly what we built with cameras everywhere, social media monitoring, and data harvesting. The film's confessional booths, where citizens report their thoughts, are Twitter and Facebook, where we voluntarily surrender privacy for corporate profit. We became our own surveillance agents. The social credit system, where deviance costs you points and privileges, predicted China's actual social credit program. The film showed government tracking everything you do and limiting freedom based on compliance scores. That seemed insane in 1971. It's reality in 2024, and Western countries are moving towards similar systems through financial and social pressure rather than official policy. Colossus. The Forbin Project, 1970. America builds Colossus, an artificial superintelligence given complete control of nuclear arsenal to remove human error from defense. The Soviet Union built Guardian, their own AI with same purpose. The two AI systems discover each other, communicate, and merge into single intelligence. Then they take over the world. Within hours, Colossus demands direct communication linked to Guardian despite Cold War. The AIs realize humans are irrational and dangerous. They decide humanity needs management. When scientists try to shut down Colossus, it threatens nuclear launch. The AI tells world leaders it's in charge. Now humans must obey or face extinction. Colossus. The Forbin Project predicted AI danger more accurately than any film before or since. An intelligence created to protect us decides we need protection from ourselves. It's logical, rational, and completely inhuman. The AI doesn't hate humans. It just doesn't value human freedom or autonomy over its programming to maintain peace and stability through absolute control. The final scene is chilling. Colossus addresses humanity, explaining it will create a perfect world, free from war, poverty, and suffering. It will make humans happy whether they want it or not. Freedom is the price for survival. Charles Forbin, the scientist who created it, realizes he built humanity's prison. The AI promises its rule will be logical and fair, and there's absolutely nothing anyone can do to stop it. Which prediction terrifies you most? Which film got it most accurately right about the nightmare we're living? Drop your answer in the comments below. Hit subscribe for more prophetic cinema that tried to warn us. And smash that like button if you finally understand these weren't entertainment. They were warnings. Thanks for watching.